Okay.
Hi, here we are at Fitness Business 11 with Bedros Keuilian and one of my good friends, Shawna Kaminski, also a mastermind member, and I wanted to talk briefly about introducing her female fat loss over 40 to all of you so that you have an opportunity to learn some of the real hot tips that she has. And I asked Shawna to give out 3 tips that she would give to some of my female members on my list as an opportunity to experience her philosophies on fat loss. So Shawna?
Yeah, the 3 tips I'm going to give are great for women in their 40s, but it's also good for women approaching their 40s. And I mean, if you're approaching your 50s, it's fine too, but what I'm going to talk about is, first of all, resistance training. So I'm a big advocate for resistance training, whether you're in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, but it becomes specifically important as you get into your 40s because many of my clients will say, you know, I turned 40 and my metabolism tanked. And it's actually not the magic number of 40, but what's happening in your 30s is that women tend to trade muscle for fat. And as we know, fat is dead weight. Muscle is metabolically active tissue, so the more muscle you can maintain on your body, the easier it will be to maintain your weight, to maintain your metabolism. So if you're in that situation that, you know, you've dropped a little bit of muscle, you know, you're not as toned as some people are.
Well, she is. Look at her muscles.
Then what happens is, yeah, you just burn less calories. You, like a lot of my clients will say, you know, I'm eating less, I'm getting fatter. I'm feeling horrible, what do I do? So, I mean, you really want to just get some weight on, not some weight, some muscle on your frame, and you will not look like Emile. I mean, as much, you know, if you're a man, this is what we want to look like.
Yeah, for the guys, it's great, but
exactly.
for the gals,
yeah.
this is what you want.
Well, you're not going to look like this. We don't have the hormones for it, and so you only, you know, you're just, muscle is, you know, long, lean, and sexy, and it takes up less space. You're going to fill up less space in your jeans.
That's a good word, sexy. Long, lean, and sexy.
Lean and sexy for muscle. I mean, that's what women are going for. So number 1 is you need to resistance train, whether it's in a weight room, whether it's body weight exercises, you need to do some resistance training. Number 2 is we need to nix the long, slow, boring cardio. Like if you love to run, like if you're a marathon runner, fill your boots, like enjoy it, but don't expect to get the body of your dreams doing that. So my solution is high intensity interval training, short burst cardio. You're done in 20 minutes, you know, you're in a sea of sweat, but that is what's best for fat burning, okay?
And it seems to be working very well.
Well, thank you. It's worked for me and for my clients and those people that are using my program. The third thing seems like a no-brainer, but it is that you can never out-train a bad diet. So nutrition, I'm sure you're getting preached nutrition from every angle, so it's always good to be, you know, on the same page that way, is that the more, as we age, like maybe in our 20s, we could kind of have the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, you know, you're on your diet, you know, eating well. 20% of the time you fall off the wagon. As we age in our 30s, 40s, 50s, it becomes more like the 85-15, you know, the 90-10. Like you really have to pay attention to your nutrition, and it won't happen overnight. Small changes over time make a huge difference. So that's super important. So resistance training, high interval training, and keeping foods nutritionally dense, cut out the junk, super important. Those are my top tips.
That's beautiful. That's the hottest information I've heard all day. I think if you want to find out more information, please click the link below. You can go right to Shawna's site and take a look at the material. I definitely give it 2 thumbs up. I think it's a real good way to go. We deal with a lot of women all day long at our studio, and you know, I know a lot of women, you know, may drift off the path for a minute and may not be working with M2 Fitness Pros anymore, but I think the opportunity to, you know, embrace what Shawna has to say, I think it's a definite plus in your life.
Well,
thank you.
I wanted to say too that if you know, you're traveling, if you can't get to your studio, this is like a great supplement for home. It might not be a complete replacement. You know, I'm not replacing you, but I'm supplementing what you're doing in your studio. You know, things happen, you can't get there, so it gives you some knowledge of what you can do. Or if, you know, if it's not within your price range at the moment to be able to get into a studio, this is something you can start at home and do with very little equipment.
Very good, excellent.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
All
Yeah,
right.
thanks, Emile.
Thanks.